Okay.
Now, next step is to start broadcast, talk to people, get them to hang on while we get more people on board.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay. Jeff,
Yep, and then go ahead and now you've started broadcast mode. Go ahead and make sure everybody can hear you.
can everybody hear me? You getting any response? Let's see. I got to get the.
Yes,
Okay.
Jeffrey Evans, Dan Hollister, Gary Harvey, Lynn Williams, Rick Curry.
I'm going to start the recording. Okay, so we're recording. Let's see. And the questions. That's right. I'm going to pull that out. All right. So when the questions come, I'll pull that out.
Yep. We're just Fritz is in webinar training everybody. So
Yes. So everybody can hear me, and it's about 1 minute after. Hello, everybody. I I worked hard on getting you some really good information that I feel is going to help you make money. That's my main goal, is to make each and every one of you successful by making money. I still firmly believe this is the best way and the fastest way to make money. So I am going to try and give you the exact steps that I take to make money, get a client, convert them, and then just copy the whole process and do it over and over again in cities in any of the 12 niches. So I think we're going to leave the questions until the end. I'm fairly confident you're going to have a lot of questions about this information. It is being recorded, so it should be in the members area tomorrow, and you'll be able to listen to it. And I think it's going. I tried to put things in here that I've been getting questions about on the support tickets, and I figured if I did that, it would help. It help the most people. So I'm sure you've all, I think, seen this before. A little background on me. I do nothing but lead generation. I really enjoy it. I believe it's the most sustainable part of internet marketing. It will be around forever, and all the other factors may be around, but they may not be around. So, that being said, this next screen is kind of how the strategy came about. I have done SEO for a long time. I've done medical marketing mastery. I've done marketing reputation management and Google Maps. So I'm kind of familiar with everything that's out there. And I kind of know, how consultants are making money. Two of my best friends are very, very successful at SEO, social media, reputation marketing, book publishing. They are good at it because they are very customer service oriented. They give a lot of attention to their clients, and I mean a lot. At the clients, every whim, they are there for them. They do well, but that was never my forte. So I was, good at SEO and the other stuff, but not in the customer relations, customer retention area. And so I thought I've got to do something else that doesn't require nearly as much customer you know, sucking up to, I guess, for a better word. So that's how I came about this. Businesses want new clients, or most of them do anyway, and so I found some niches that are easy to get calls for, and then after that it was just a matter of developing a system to get the money from them and keep doing it over and over again in other cities. So that's what this particular formula is right here, which is totally laid out on the 12 niche sheet. This is just one of the niches that is there, and I've went over this before. It is in the members area and just shows how it's based, which is by competition, local monthly searches, average pay-per-click cost, call that a client will pay you, the cost they'll pay you for a call, and the amount of monthly profit that you can make relative to that formula. And again, I have gone over that a couple times, and it's in the members area. So I thought today I would go over the steps that I take to get a client from start to finish, close them, start over, get their money, and move on to another city in another niche. So that's what I'm going to go over first, and then we'll go over some new information and tricks that I'm going to give you and put in the members area, and then also at the end some new services that we're going to start offering based on requests that I've been getting. So a lot of people want to know, what do you do first? And you really need to get a client first, because you can have the best blog and pay-per-click campaign in the world, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a client that's going to pay you. So you need to do that first. And you need to have a client getting blog. So I'm going to show that to you, because there's a difference between a client getting a blog and a call getting blog. Okay. This is an example of, wait a minute, can everybody see that? There's that. I hope you can see that. This is a client getting layout with the Nexus theme. The difference is primarily, this is a call getting blog here. The difference is that you don't offer any free calls. You're trying to get calls for your client. So you need social proof with reviews. You need the phone number right up here in the right area. You need it down here. You need a slider or a good video that's professional. You need a good logo. You need some good eye contact of individuals that look like they're professional and they're going to come and take care of your problem. This is a mobile mechanic layout. They get a lot of calls. Their search volume is not real high, but it works because it's an emergency. The phone number's here. When clients come here, they're just looking for a phone number. They want to see you're professional. They want to see that you've got a decent website. You also add articles down here, and you can, down here in the sidebar, you can also put maps, Google Maps down here, which always helps. Google likes that. But primarily in the landing page, You want call to action, has to look professional. You want some eye contact of someone in that industry, and you'll get a lot of calls. So that's an example of a client getting layout. I'm going to go over a call getting layout. I'm going to go over a client getting layout later. So how do you get a client? The easiest way for me is to send out scraped contacts via some autoresponder that allows you to upload those contacts and send a very strong email out to the contacts, the scraped contacts. And you can use any autoresponder. I use Lead Outcome because you can upload scrape leads and send out emails. It is a very high open rate. When you're starting out, you need to get a client. So when you need a client real bad, the best way to break the ice is just to promise to give them 2 free clients. And if you try to give them more than that, like a week's worth, they can just use you for the clients and not come back, believe it or not. So I think the best advice is just offer 2 free clients. I'm going to show you an example of a client getting layout here in a little bit. And so you offer 2 free clients, and you get notified. You get notified by email when a form is filled out with their phone number and their name and email. So you can respond right away and say, thanks for filling out the form, and you talk to them a little bit to make sure they're very they're serious. They're not just using you for some free clients, and some of these people will. So you have to, kind of feel them out a little bit. And the best way to do that is to get a credit card on file. You don't have to charge it. You just have it on file, and then after the two clients, you can just charge it. You don't have to. Some people will say, I'm not comfortable with that, and that's really your decision. But it is the easiest way to start a relationship with a client. So, is everybody with me so far? Okay. So, next, you send the email out. You're going to get most of them fill the form out. A few will call. Maybe 1 out of 4 will call, but most will fill the form out. And that's okay, because you get notified immediately when the form gets filled out. If you can get a credit card, that's great, because then you know they're serious. That's the only sure way to know they're serious. So, now the next step. Of course, I emphasized you get a client that can pay you. You have to, even if you get a credit card, it's still not 100% sure that you are going to get paid. So the best way is to charge that client the very first chargeable call that you get. If you give them 2 free calls, the next day if they get a call, charge their credit card, and to make sure it goes through. So, okay. Now, a client getting blog. Let's show you what a client getting blog is. Here is a bail bonds, and you can see that everything is the same except there's a form here, and you can, I've had up here in the header, I've had sign up for 2 free calls. You can put that here. Make sure you have the phone number here. You don't need much. You just need a nice looking blog that shows that you are an expert in this niche to get them phone calls. That's all they're interested in. And they don't know you from Adam, so the easiest way is to just have them fill a form out for 2 free clients for the next 14 days, and when they fill the form out, you get notified immediately. The form comes to you, and then you call them up and verify and say, you ask them some qualifying questions, and that's kind of what I'm going to go over here when I'm done. I've seen a couple questions about qualifying questions, and that's very important to qualify them. So the main difference in the layout is just you have a form offering them 2 free clients, as opposed to a real nice picture with eye contact of individuals in that particular niche. And then of course you always want to have 3 or 4 articles down here, and over on this side you should have a Google map of a location. So that's the main difference between a client getting blog and a call getting blog, because when you send the emails out, they're going to click on your link in the email and they will come to this landing page. They're going to come to this landing page and fill the form out, and that's how it works. Okay, so here is an example of a towing niche, different colors, different. This is a call getting blog with different colors, different backgrounds. Here's a different one. Here's a plumber. This is a call getting layout in blog for a plumber. Colors are different. All 3 of these headers are completely different. You can change the colors. You can use this same image. Change the phone number, of course. These will work for most technician type niches. And of course, you have articles about plumbers. We went over that one. Okay. So that's enough examples. And let's go back to get a credit card on file, optional. Okay. So the next step is you build a call getting niche, which I just showed you examples, which means that you won't have a form next to the video. You'll have a image of a technician or a person in that niche. The Nexus theme that I've developed is good in many ways, but one of the best things is that it makes a very nice mobile format. It shows those 3 top headers, the phone number, and automatically puts it into a call button. It takes all your headers and layouts and just puts them in a real nice format for you, including the video and everything. You don't really have to do anything. You can even set the size of the header in your mobile format. It just works really good and automatically. So that is a big plus, because in these niches, about 25 to 30% of your calls will come from that mobile layout. So it's very important. The next step in setting up is getting a Google coupon. And I've went over this before. But you can get a coupon from Google Engage. You can join. You can join Google Engage. You can get a Google coupon from Fiverr for $5. You can get a hosting account, and usually they give you a Google coupon. You have to pay $25 up front, and then after the $25 is used, you get $100 more in clicks. So if anybody has trouble getting coupons, just let me know. I'll give you all my resources for that. Then the next step is you need to get your keywords for the niche. There's usually just a few main keywords, but there's always 30, 40, 50 other top keywords, even in these smaller niches, that you can get from Google Keyword Tool. And you copy and paste them into your pay-per-click campaign when you're setting it up. Approximately 50 is fine to start with. You need to get a phone number. There's a lot of places to get phone numbers, paid and unpaid. You have to pay for the phone number at least $1, a month. So you can get a free account at CallFire, or you can use paid for subscriptions that we recommend in resources. Just make sure that it's forwarded to the client's phone number so you can track and always record the calls. Then get a new Google account. You set up the Google account in AdWords using the coupon. Go ahead and set it up with just start with the bid that you get from Google Keyword Tool. It's usually, in these niches, it's usually $2, $3. If you just start that bid with that, then you're going to be at the top 1, 2, or 3 within a day or so, because there's so little competition in these. So then after that, you put the keyword in all 3 formats: broad, exact, and phrase match. It's real easy to do inside the Google campaign. I think I have that in the training. Make sure you make the ads for mobile and desktop. You make your desktop ad first, then you go back, click on a new text ad, and then when you do that, you'll see the option for mobile. And just let's click on mobile, and you'll have the same ad but in both formats, mobile and desktop. So I hope everybody can hear. There might be some audio problems. Okay.
I hear Fred says some people are saying they have audio problems, but others are saying it sounds fine. I can hear you fine. You might want to just make sure you speak up.
Okay. Louder. Okay.
Yeah, talk louder. Make sure your volume's way up, but I can hear you fine.
Okay. Okay. So you have a new Google account. You set up the AdWords campaign. You use the suggested bid to start. Put the keyword in all 3 formats. Make sure it's in mobile and desktop. And you start your AdWords campaign. If you use the Google bid, from Google Keyword Tool, you will be straight to 1, 2, or 3, in less than a day, because there isn't much competition. So then all you need to do is make sure the calls start coming in. And so watch your call tracking number, whatever company you use, and make sure that they should get a couple calls a day in most of these niches. Of course, it depends on the city, but that's why the 12 niche sheet showed you which cities are the best. The ones that show the most profit are the best to start with. They'll have the least competition, not only for Google pay-per-click, but probably SEO also. So you watch the calls come in. They should start coming in a day or two. If they're coming in, great. You go to your ad, make sure that you're not getting too many clicks for those calls. It should be approximate. If you get 2 or 3 calls a day, you should get 2 or 3 clicks a day that you have to pay for. And if your clicks are costing $2 to $3, you can set your daily spend to $8 or $9. So you're never going to pay for more than 2 or 3 clicks a day. But you should be getting the calls also. If you're not, you probably did something wrong. And again, after 2 calls, you would pause your campaign. Don't close it down, just pause it. Call the client and say, I see that you've gotten two free calls. We're now going to continue with the calls, and they're going to be charged $20 per call. We're going to bill you once a week. So, and I see a question here, when the campaign costs a minute and it has to be set up with the client's credit card. I do not set any campaign up with a client credit card. I always use my own credit card. That should answer one of the questions. Because it is just $25. Yeah, cool. Most people don't know that. As long as you have a new Google account and it was set up within 14 days, that's the ticket. You can have 100 Google accounts with the same name and address if you just do that. Okay, so that is one question answered. And step 3. And the last step is the most fun part. You collect the money. You collect the money, and you watch the campaign for the cost, and make sure that the money does not run out. You'll have $125 for clicks, so this should last you at least a month, if not longer sometimes. Obviously, it depends on the cost of the click. Sometimes I've only used $30, $40 for the whole month and gotten 40 or 50 calls. So let's see, are you using a master account? There's otherwise it would get pretty catty. Yes, I use an MCC account, Google MCC account. They're free, and you can integrate all your accounts into one MCC account. That's separate account. Did you ever let the campaign run the whole day? I run all my campaigns every day, all day. I don't put any time limits on them at all. In these particular niches, remember, they're answering calls at night a lot of times, so you need to do that. The 14 days, you just need a new Google account. That has to be set up within 14 days. So if you set one up on, January the 1st, you've got until January the 14th to start that, to use that coupon. Okay? So you've got to If that account was set up within 14 days, that coupon will work. Setting up a new Gmail account for each business. Can you integrate these? Yes. Yes, you can set up a new Gmail account for each business. You can integrate these into your MCC account. But isn't it, how do you get money from the client? Is that the same with MCC? Is that the same as an MCC account is a it's a free account. Just type into Google MCC account. It's a master account where you can integrate all your individual accounts, so you have one dashboard and you can control all of your accounts from one dashboard. There's no limit. You can even have multiple MCC accounts. How do you get money from the client? You get it from credit cards. You have a credit card on file, and you bill their credit card, or they can pay you by PayPal. You just make sure you get the money, and if they don't pay you, just stop the campaign. That's it. You stop the campaign and say no more calls. You will get your money pretty fast. And that is one of the great things about this. You have quite a bit of leverage. Quite a bit of leverage. And those are the steps. So there's quite a few questions. So should you collect a retainer? Well, you can. That's even stronger. $50, $100 billed on their credit card would be advisable, and some clients will do that, and some won't. So it's really how good you are on talking to them, how good a relationship, they can trust you, and it's really up to you. And it's really how secure you want to feel that you're going to get paid for your work. But I would say the more confidence you get, a retainer is no problem. I mean, at least $50. Then you know that their credit card is good. Do you mix organic and paid leads, or do you bill them separately? I do not even get into organic leads. My websites, the call getting sites, do not get ranked high enough to get organic positions, but the phone number is on the site, so that phone number on the site is my phone number. So all calls coming from that phone number, whether they're organic or pay-per-click, will be tracked and recorded. So you get paid no matter where they come from. For each $100, do you have this with a credit card on file? You also accept checks. Yes, you can accept checks if PayPal the main method of your experience. Well, I have a merchant account. And most clients have, they have some type of credit card to use, and you would need a merchant account for that, even though you can go to PayPal and use a credit card there. So either PayPal or a merchant account. Checks are fine, but I've waited on checks before, and it's not the best way unless you have a very good relationship with the client. I would suggest not getting checks from clients, the old checks in the mail. So those are the steps. Now we're going to go into some things that I hope will help you. Here's some new information. And the first thing I found a really good direct mail website that a friend of mine uses. He's in a real estate niche. He flips houses, but it's yellowletterscomplete.com. It's about $1 a piece to send them out, but it really looks like they send it out in an invitation envelope. They do everything for you. You just give them your Excel list. The return address is on the back. It really looks like an invitation, hand addressed on the front. They open it up, and it is a yellow piece of yellow paper, which looks exactly like you written out your offer to this person. You invited them for whatever you're selling them, and it looks completely handwritten on a legal pad. It's not. They have some way of doing that, and the open rate is high for that. So that's one thing that I've not tried it, but if I would use direct mail, that's what I would use. Another little trick that the 411 directory leads. Everybody knows what 411 is. 411. It's emergencies when you just dial 411. You get a directory operator. Well, there is a system that you can put a bunch of 411 listings with different addresses into all the 411 directories for all the phone companies in the United States for about $25 to $30 for about 12 listings. And I know that it has worked for locksmiths. I know big locksmith companies that get over 50% of all their calls nationwide from this technique. When someone calls 411 for water damage, locked out of your car, emergency type situations, they don't know who to call sometimes. They don't have a name. They just dial 411. Well, that's a total. The operator randomly, if there's say 40 411 listings in your city for a particular niche, a computer just randomly picks 3 of those. And if there's 50 listings and 30 of those listings are your listings, you're going to get over half of all the calls for that niche in that market for the entire year for free. So it is a very interesting concept, and if anyone is interested in that for their city, just contact me and I'll tell them where that can where you can get a hold of that. Another trick is there's software now, calling software that I use, that not only can you send 3 calls, 3 different calls to a particular 3 different clients and give them a whisper call telling them that the calls are coming from you, but it also emails the client and tells them that the call came from you. So it's a pretty neat trick of getting the calls to a potential client, and telling them it came from you, and also they have a hard copy of an email saying the call came from you. So you have a better chance of them contacting you to start working with you. I don't know how many people have a scraper out there. There's tons of scrapers out there. There's all kinds, Yellow Bots and Yellow Pages, and all the localizer, and there's all kinds of scrapers out there. But if anyone just doesn't have one, can't afford one, for you, I have a Yellow Pages scraper, an old version of one, and for some reason, it works on computers that I've given it to, and it works like the new one. So I'll put it in resources, and for people that just don't have any, they can use it. It should work fine. No guarantees. I'm always looking for high conversion images or backgrounds, and I've got some new high conversion background images, and I'm gonna start using on some of my blogs. One is where it's a map. It's a Google Map background image. Then when the client goes to your site, it will actually place their location on the background image, which kind of looks really cool because it shows that you've got a lot of traffic and there's people from all over the world. So supposedly it really helps with conversions. I'm going to play around with that, and I'll let you know if it works. The things that are available now, just about got the niches all done in the new format with new colors, and we're going to be putting some templates in the silver platter 12 niches area for you guys to take a look at. And if the replay, we're going to be putting this in the bonus webinar section, by the way, of the site in the membership area. So, but if anybody wants them done for you, completely done and loaded on your site, then there will be an extra charge for that, and but we can do that also. If anyone is just totally stuck on getting lead generation leads one way or another, you just don't want to do it, I've decided that I'm just going to scrape, start scraping on a couple computers for the niches, and I'm just going to be getting 50 to 100 leads a day, and we are going to be selling those to individuals at a good price. I mean, to members only, of course, and that will be in the members area also. It's not quite set up yet, but that will be a really good, easy way to get started, I think. And I'm just going to try to make it, as cheap as I can. These will be people that filled out a form and said, I'm interested in your services, and I would like to get those 2 leads, those 2 free clients. And we will send you those people, those names, contacts, phone numbers, and then you're on your own after that, if anyone's interested. If someone would like a totally niche site built, either client getting or call getting, specific niche outside, my developer can build it on a theme, and again, it's going to be very reasonable if you're a member. If you had trouble with that, of course. I mean, if you don't, then the theme does so much. The theme does, those are exclusive leads. Yes, the theme does so much. It's complicated, and it takes a while to learn it, and some people just don't want to. But yes, I will do those for Toronto also. And I've had some requests for niches in England, particularly London and Australia, and I'm going to be doing probably London, England next, because I know some of the costs there are fairly low for these niches. I've been told Australia pay-per-click costs are higher, but maybe I'll find something. Okay. And lastly, if anyone wants to get into the real estate niche, I'll show you the blog here in a second. I'm going to be offering a complete setup for a lead generation real estate niche blog. The city that I'm in, there is a company that is one of the fastest growing real estate lead generation companies in the United States, and they have a system that uses pay-per-click, gets leads for realtors, and has an automatic follow-up, and they have about 600 clients across the country. Well, they charge a lot of money, like $1,000 a month, just to use the software. So I am going to, or I have put a system together that does what their system does. I use a specific plugin that integrates all the MLSs in the country, and it's going to be integrated with an autoresponder, so that all the leads will not only go into the back office of the real estate niche, it's going to go into an autoresponder, and it really follows up with everybody. It tracks everything, and it really works well. So if anyone wants to get into that, I will go through the steps of how to do it and explain that to you. I mean, real estate is doing very well in my part of the country, in the Carolinas, so it's a good niche to get in now. So let me show you that site real quick, and then I'll answer the rest of the questions. Let me see where that is. There it is. Yeah, here's let me put this over here. Here it is, right here. Let me move that over there. Yeah. It is the theme, the Nexus theme, and just like the other ones I showed you, you can change the header to anything you want. These are totally 3 completely different widgets. Anything, you can put anything HTML up in the header. This is a very large real estate company in Charleston here. They have half of our entire market. This is just an image, and there's a search widget, and when you enter a search into this widget, the second page pops up with the search, but on top of the search a form pops up, and you have to fill in your contents before you can continue searching for homes. So it captures the lead, and that lead goes into the back end office of the plugin, and then it also goes into lead outcome and for automatic follow-up. So the realtors get a lot of follow-up automatically, and their sales jump from these leads to a normal lead. And it's got the plugin from the company I use has everything that any other thing has, but it's all on WordPress. It's got featured listings. It sends all the listings to all the integrators. It just does everything. So I figure I'll be able to charge realtors half of what this other company does. So if anyone is interested, contact me, and I'll show you how this works. So let's go over the questions. Does Realtor Lead software integrate with Google Analytics? Yes, it does. The Realtor Lead software is a blog. It's just WordPress. It's total, which makes it real neat, because most other real estate software are not WordPress. It integrates with Google Analytics. You can use AdWords with it. and just that's why it's so neat, because most of us know WordPress, and it's hard to find a good real estate WordPress plugin, but this one is good and it works and integrates with all the MLSs around the country. Let's see. Yes, there'll be a replay. I'll have this replay in by tomorrow morning. Could you demo that function? I don't know what function. How can we get the Realtor course membership? When will that release? I don't know when that'll be ready. How much is the Realtor's blog? Well, I don't charge that much for the Realtor blog. I usually make my money on the leads. So, I'll charge $500 to $1,000 to set the blog up. They pay for the plugin. The real estate plugin is $39 a month, but it is well worth it. The company sets everything up for you, and then they just they pay me for the leads, either a monthly fee for the leads or per lead. This other company gets, I know they get $1,000 a month just to use their software, plus about $2,000 to $3,000 for pay-per-click or more. As I said, I can charge half of that and make a ton. So that's what I'm going to do. But okay, how do you determine what price to charge a client sacrament for urgent care leads? It's 26, but you say 30 is about right. Urgent care leads are not listed. Yeah, Service Magic. They don't get into these niches too much. They stay into the roofing and all the home repair niches. So they don't get into urgent care or any of these, which is another reason to get into these niches, because you're not competing against Service Magic. So urgent care is, whatever you can get. It's a great market. It's growing. It's expanding. People that start an urgent care, the owner has to have $500,000 in assets to start an urgent care center. So they are not broke. They are not broke at all. So if you can get to the owner, particularly one that has 4 or 5 urgent care centers, you're in luck. You probably don't need anything else. Urgent care centers do believe in pay-per-click. I got a notice from a friend of mine from an owner of 5 urgent care centers, and it was a 1-page explanation of how to use pay-per-click to their franchisees. And honestly, the 1-page told them absolutely nothing except that you're going to fail at this. So they believe in it, they just don't know how to do it. Yes, there will be a replay. And if we only bought the first 020, I'm going to put this replay in the bonus webinar area so everybody can see it. The leads that we sell, yes, will be exclusive. I do not want to get into, like Service Magic, selling the leads to 3 or 4 different people. I just don't believe in it. I know they've done it and made billions of dollars, but I just don't believe in that. Yes, I'm going to put the templates of the niches into the 12 niche area probably by the end of tomorrow. They're just getting done with all the new colors and layouts, and I wanted to make them. I wanted them to look really good. Counted you have to set up new for each $100. You do not have to set up a new MCC account for each $100 coupon. You have one MCC account, and you can have all your accounts in it. But if you have a lot of accounts. You could have an MCC account for each niche if you want, and then you could put 100 cities in one MCC and another 100 cities in another MCC account. Google has a lot of training on that, how to set it up. Yes, I put the 12 niches in there. And the campaign custom, how do we set up the client's? Yeah, I don't use the client's credit card. All three formats are broad, phrase, and exact match in the campaign. It cuts your costs down some in a pay-per-click campaign. 10 times a day does the counts if the same person clicks on an ad 10 times in a day. Google catches that. They're pretty good at it, and they refund you. They have done that for me quite a few times. If a competitor clicks, isn't Google merging desktop and mobile options? I don't know if Google's merging desktop and mobile options. The new format in Google AdWords, I've been using that for a month or two now, and they have they have merged the desktop and mobile options. Yeah, so you just go in, make the desktop option of the ad, and then you create a new text ad and use the same ad only. In the second ad, you just check the box that says mobile version. Let's see, lead gen blog opt-in form. Where to get the lead gen blog opt-in form template? Okay, the templates will be in the 12 silver, the 12 niche area of the site. Make sure they're viable customers. To upload unless we have customers permission content. When scraping, do you contact the leads before importing them? Are your phone numbers showing up in the header of your AdWords ad this week? Are your phone numbers showing up in the header of your AdWords ad this week? Scraping your contact leads before inputting lead.com. I do not contact the customer to upload them into lead outcome. I upload them. Okay, so client pays a. Do you find confusing them not knowing their exact cost? Do you usually wait until after they've gotten their free calls to explain everything? Has this Yeah, if you try to charge a client a setup fee and a pay-per-call both, it could get a little confusing. The cleanest way is really no setup fee and just get their credit card on file. If you're confident you're going to get calls, I mean, I'm confident I'm going to get calls, so I can do this. Until you guys have experienced the calls and how fast they can come in, you'll be a little afraid to spend money. But for instance, in the towing niche, you could get up to 10 calls a day. So there's no question on getting the calls. It's really just getting the money. And your phone number showing up in the header. Phone numbers will show up in the header as a call extension. You have to set the phone number up as a call extension, or you integrate their Google Plus account with their ads, and then your Google Plus phone number will show up below the ad. Those are the two easiest ways. Sending emails from lead.com. I've had no issues with spam from lead.com at all. Is organic traffic good for lead gen? Yes, it is. If you're in a highly non-competitive niche, Highly non-competitive. Yes, I will have a replay. I'll show the towing site again. Organic traffic, you really have to be number one for organic, and even if you're number one for organic, if you've got 3 really good pay-per-click ads with strong calls to action above your organic position, I don't believe you're going to get that many calls. So it really depends on what's above you. Obviously, if there's no pay-per-click ads above number one organic, you're going to get all the calls. Or if the ads above you aren't very good, there's no call to action, then you might get more calls. So it really depends. How many calls you get with organic is how good the pay-per-click ads above you are. The better they are, the less calls you're going to get organic. And I don't need organic because I get plenty of calls with pay-per-click. I get tons. What percentage of people will click an ad versus an organic listing? Press release. I do not use press releases. Click an ad versus an organic. I do not know the percentage of people that will click on a pay-per-click ad as opposed to organic. A couple years ago, I had a client for water damage in Cincinnati, in 6 cities up near Cincinnati, Ohio, and I was doing organic and Google Maps. I had the client number 1 and number 2 for Google Maps, number 1 organic, and another guy was number 1 on pay-per-click. And we tracked the calls and the money that came in over 2 months. The results were pay-per-click cost the client $3,500 a month. He got 4 paying customers at $3,000 apiece. He made 12 grand. Google Maps got him a couple clients at $1,000 or $1,500, and the organic maybe got him 1. So the long and short of the experiment was my client said, I make a lot more money with pay-per-click, and he was paying me $2,000 a month, and after about a year he said, I don't believe I need organic anymore, and that was the end of me. And that's when I started looking at pay-per-click, believe it or not. True story. So I think how many people click on a pay-per-click ad and organic is depending on how well the ad's written. I mean, in an organic ad, you can put a phone number and a call to action and everything up in the header, up in the title. So that helps. But again, if a good pay-per-click ad is above you, you're going to lose a lot of business. That's my experience, and that's why I only do pay-per-click in low pay-per-click cost niches. I do not mess around in the $20 a click niches. I let the big boys handle them. How is emergency restoration services a niche? Well, water damage. Water damage and fire damage is a niche. It's all insurance. They make $3,000 to $4,000 on a lead. It's all insurance. I know that niche very well. One of my good friends makes a lot of money, as in like $500,000 a year in water damage. So a lot of money in there. Unfortunately, it's very competitive. Clicks are $15 to $20 a click in most big cities. What is your method for counting a call as a lead? Well, yeah, if it's over 30 seconds, as long as it's not just a competitor or an advertiser, calling them, then it's a lead. It's a lead, and they should pay you. Show us the towing site. I'll show you the towing site real quick again. Let's see, which one was the towing site? Was it this one? Nope, plumbing. towing. Yeah, it's this middle header is my guy put that in there. That's not right. That's got to change. But he did the colors good. I like the colors. This is a testimonial of a towing, and I like the call to action. And but so these will all be in the 12 niche area. That down there. Let's see. What is your method for counting a call? How many Google coupons are you able to use? One per account. Yes, one Google coupon per account. If you wanted to use another coupon for an account, you would have to get a new Google account, set that up. You could use the same campaign, same keywords, and use another Google coupon. Then you'd have another $125 to use, but it'd have to be another Google account. Listen to the lead call. Just see. Yes, before I send the recordings to my client, I'll listen to the calls. I'll listen to the calls, and then I'll determine which ones are good, because the client is going to listen to them, and they are not going to pay you for them anyway. So page templates with content. The monthly niche does not include the landing page templates with content. Yeah, the Google coupon primes the pump. I mean, it gives you an opportunity to really show the client you know what you're doing. And if you look at the pay-per-click cost in some of these niches, you can make some good money just on the first month. I mean, you get them 50 calls, you can make $500 or $600. So, and there's really no cost. Your cost is $25. So it works out really well. It's all about your cost. You got to get the click cost down. Here's another thing that people do not understand, is that these calls don't come all from clicking to the website. The phone number is in the header. I'm thinking 30 to 40% of the calls come straight from the phone number in the AdWords ad. They never click to the website. Okay? And about the other 30% come from a mobile ad. And mobile ads are 15 to 20% less cost than a desktop ad or click. So when you combine all that, those three factors, it's why in these niches, if you have to pay for 50 clicks times $2 a click, it's $100. Okay, and you get 50 phone calls, times $17 to $20. There's a nice spread in between those two. That's why this won't work in a lot of other niches, not that I know of, like Service Magic niches. I may find more niches eventually and try it. Which niches do you charge a flat monthly rate for? You can charge a flat monthly rate for any niche. I've done it on probably half of these niches, but that's the client. The client. It depends on the client. Sometimes they just want to pay you $400 or $500 a month, but they're still going to want you to give them 50 calls. So it really depends. Really depends on the client. Yeah, if you open up another Google account, it's the same MCC account. You don't need another one. Most profitable flat rate niches, man. I would say probably the medical niches would be the best. The dental, the veterinary, the lawyer, or the urgent care. How do we integrate? I'm still having trouble getting the phone number to show for the call extension. There's a good real estate agent that works well. Real estate agent niche works well. Pay-per-click. Yeah, Google Plus integrated with Google account. There's a. I think that I have the full how-to from Google how to do that. I'll try to put that in the members area, but if you just type that into Google, integrate Google Plus account with AdWords account, it'll probably take you to their page. They go through it in detail, telling you how to integrate it. I've not used pay-per-click for a car dealer. Yeah, real estate niche works very well with pay-per-click. Oh, I forgot a trick to tell you guys. So you use Google AdWords for most of your volume, and not much. Yeah, I use Google AdWords for 95% of my volume. I don't need organic. I've never used it for car dealers. Okay, little trick the pay-per-click in realtors. I don't know if you know it or not, but you're allowed to use as a keyword a trademarked name of a company, the trademark name of a company as a keyword. So let's say you have a big real estate company in your city that has, yeah, like Remax, but more specifically, like in my city, it's not that big. It's like Carolina One Real Estate, but they're mainly just here, but they have 50% of the market. Well, Carolina One Real Estate has branded themselves, and they get about 500 searches a day for their keyword. Well, guess what? You're allowed to use that keyword in your pay-per-click campaign, and you will be the only one with that ad using that keyword, and your ad will be above their organic listing. How about that? And the cost for those clicks is about 25 to 50 cents a click. Now, they won't like you that much, but nobody knows that or nobody does that. So Google allows it. You won't get in trouble. You just cannot use their name as a domain or in the ad at all, but you can use it as a keyword, and instead of the clicks being $3 or $4, they'll be about 50 cents a click. And that'll work in any city. Okay, if the quality score is low for the keywords, would you remove those keywords? If not, what else should we do? Yeah, if the quality score is low, just remove. If the quality score is low, just remove them. You know, and that just happens over time. You know, the first couple weeks, you'll find which keywords aren't getting any clicks. Just pause them, stop them, and just concentrate on the ones that are getting clicks. Usually it's only going to be about 4 or 5 keywords that get 95% of the clicks. You'll see that, and the rest of them won't do anything really. And that's all you need. I don't really pay-per-click with realty, property management companies. I haven't used it with management companies, but just plug it into the Google keyword tool and see what their pay-per-click cost is. If the pay-per-click cost is $1 to $3, you're in business. Branded keywords, lane page congruent. Any problem with conversion? Conversion on branded keywords. You mean like that Carolina One Real Estate I just said? No, because I use a Carolina One Real Estate agent. Got it? Nice. I know. Nice, Tim. And believe it or not, I've never gotten AdWords certified. I learned all this on my own from total trial and error. Totally trial and error. That's what I've always done. I just try everything, and when it works, I keep doing it. What are the reasons you would open another Google account? Well, if I wanted to use another coupon, and yeah, because then you're only paying $25 instead of $125 the second month. You could still do that. So, wow, I think this is good. I think this is really good. And I've never used Facebook for pay-per-click, but I would like to. And that's probably my next venture. But I'm way too busy to try it. I would like to see somebody that can get 50 calls every month from a pay-per-click, a Facebook ad like I have, and not just clicks, but actually phone calls for a client like I do with Facebook. Yeah, I'm talking about calls, not. I'm talking about calls to your client, not clicks. Not leads. I base all my results on calls to the client. That's it. That's because when you have a client, they do not care how you get them calls, whether it's Facebook, they don't care. They just care about how many calls did you send and what's it going to cost me. That's it. That's all I concentrate on are calls. I don't care about clicks or anything else, just calls. So when someone can get 50 to 100 calls a month for a certain niche from Facebook, I'll start looking into it. And if any of you know someone that's getting calls for a client, not leads, but calls, I'll look into it. So far, I don't know of anybody. Yeah, I've been recording. Go to webinar outage. Okay, well, I guess I better stop because we've gone on too long. This will be in the members area tomorrow morning. Craigslist, it's up in the air. I know people using it successfully, but it's probably a whole nother webinar. Okay? I'm not ready to talk about Craigslist until I know it works. So I appreciate all of you, and I hope to keep giving you great content. Have a great day, and good luck. Thanks. Okay, that's it. Stop webinar.